So today we're going to talk about semicolons and colons. A semicolon marks a break in a sentence. It is stronger than a comma, but not as strong as a period. A colon indicates that a list, a quotation, or some form of explanation follows. Use a semicolon to join the parts of a compound sentence if no coordinating conjunction is used. So remember, when you have two independent clauses or two sentences that you want to join together, you can sometimes use a coordinating conjunction like and, but, or, and you use a comma in front of that. But when you don't use a coordinating conjunction, then you need to use a semicolon to make the sentence correct. Use a semicolon before a conjunctive adverb that joins the clause of a compound sentence. Conjunctive adverbs include therefore, however, otherwise, consequently, and moreover. These usually function as introductory words and need to be followed by commas. The first 17 ancient Olympics featured only foot races and ended in one day. However, the program changed in the 18th Olympics when wrestling and the pentathlon were added. So that word, however, is a conjunctive adverb, so you put a semicolon before it. Also, when commas occur within parts of a series, use semicolons to separate the parts. So here we've got a comma between Athens and Greece, and it's part of a list of places. So Athens, Greece, Paris, France, St. Louis, Missouri. But because we're using commas to separate the city from the country, then to separate each section, we're going to use a semicolon instead of a comma. Now let's take a look at colons. Use a colon to introduce a list of items. Colons often follow words like these or the following. So the sentence, the pentathlon included the following events. And then it lists the following: discus throw, long jump, javelin throw, running, and wrestling. So because there's a list and it's saying the following, then we know we use a colon to indicate that there's a list of things that are following. But be careful, never use a colon after a verb or a preposition. So the spectators watched wrestling, boxing, and chariot races. So we wouldn't say the spectators watched, colon, and then list them. So watched is a verb, so you shouldn't use a colon after a verb. Also, use a colon between two independent clauses when the second explains or summarizes the first. Before the games, the athletes had to affirm their eligibility to compete. They swore a solemn oath to Zeus. So this part is, the second part is summarizing the first part, so you use a colon to separate them. So hopefully you've been taking notes and you are ready for the practice questions. So on the other side of your note page, go ahead and write these sentences down and add semicolons and colons where they appropriately go.